Yeah, thank you to all the participants who have joined the session. My name is Gautam Upadhyaya. Today's session is regarding option buying versus option selling. So we'll just wait a few seconds. Quite a few people are still joining in. We'll just wait a few seconds and start the session. So just for the information that at the end of the session, there will be a Q&A. So the participants who have any queries regarding the session can ask their queries at the end of the session. I'll keep the language as a mix of both English and Hindi for the benefit of the clients. We'll just wait a few seconds. Quite a few participants are still joining in. I'll just start the session in the next 1 minute. We'll be starting the session. Yeah, so we'll start the session. Thank you for attending the session. आज का सेशन में इंग्लिश और हिंदी दोनों मिक्स आई जस्ट कीप इट बेसिक फॉर द बेनिफिट ऑफ द पार्टिसिपेंट्स. तो आज का सेशन जो है वो डेरिवेटिव्स के ऊपर है, ऑप्शन बाइंग वर्सेस ऑप्शन सेलिंग. सो काफ़ी जन डेरिवेटिव्स में ट्रेड कर रहे रहेंगे, स्पेशली ऑप्शन सेगमेंट में. एंड आज का टॉपिक उनके लिए बेनिफिशियल रहेगा एज टू व्हेन यू कैन कंसिडर टू ऑप्शन सेलिंग, उसके बेनिफिट्स क्या है, व्हाट आर द रिस्क एसोसिएटेड विद ऑप्शन ट्रेडिंग. तो ये सारी चीज़ हम लोग डिस्कस करने वाले हैं. सो दीज आर द ब्रॉड टॉपिक्स जो हम लोग कवर करने वाले हैं आज के सेशन में. दैट इज फ्रेमिंग द व्यू ऑन द मार्केट. सबसे पहला और सबसे मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंट जो चीज़ है वो मार्केट के ऊपर व्यू बनाना है, बिकॉज दैट इज द मोस्ट चैलेंजिंग, सबसे चैलेंजिंग चीज़ है. इवन दो इट माइट लुक क्वाइट ईजी, framing the view on the market is the most challenging of all the tasks. Based on the view on the market, आप कभी भी कोई भी strategy अपना सकते हैं based on your risk profile and the capital that you have at your disposal. But framing the view on the market is the most challenging of all the things. तो इसके बारे में we'll be discussing. We have different webinars. Today's webinar is purely based on the type of strategies that you can consider at any given point of time. और हेजिंग क्यों करना है और उसके बेनिफिट्स क्या है, मैं आज के एग्जांपल के साथ ही लूंगा कि वाई दी शार्प मूवमेंट. आज किसी ने भी अगर स्क्रीन के सामने ट्रेडिंग कर रहे रहेंगे, दे वुड नो द टाइप ऑफ मूवमेंट दैट वाज देयर इन फिन निफ्टी इन द लास्ट हाफ एन आवर ऑफ ट्रेड. सो वाई इट इज एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट टू ट्रेड विद स्टॉप लॉसेस एंड हाउ टू हेज योर पोजीशन, इसके बारे में भी हम लोग डिस्कस करेंगे आज के सेशन में. So first and foremost is forming the view on the market. जैसे कि मैंने कहा था कि forming the view is you take all the time you want to frame the view on the market, क्योंकि view बनाना सबसे challenging and most important चीज़ है, because once you take a position you cannot reverse it. मतलब you can close it at any point of time, but it is like this the saying goes, जितने बार भी आपको मेजरमेंट लेना है ले लो. एक बार आपने लकड़ी काट ली तो देन इट कैन नॉट बी जॉइंड अगेन. सो लाइक फॉर अ कारपेंटर इट इज ऑलवेज सेट मेजर 10 टाइम्स, टेक वन डिसीजन. सेम चीज ट्रेडिंग में भी है. यू टेक द टाइम एट योर एंड फॉर फ्रेमिंग द व्यू. मेनी टाइम्स इट इज द मोस्ट चैलेंजिंग थिंग. व्यू बनाने के लिए मेनी पीपल मेक यूज ऑफ चार्ट. सबसे द मोस्ट कॉमन थिंग दैट द मोस्ट ऑफ द ट्रेडर्स मेक यूज ऑफ is charts, because that is a graphical representation of the data, and that gives you a very good understanding of the price action. So charts is the most useful and the most best way to frame your view. Along with this you can combine the derivative data जो आप options में देखते हो या फिर आप option chain में analyze करते हो. बहुत सारे सॉफ्टवेयर्स में derivative data already available है. So you can combine the derivative data along with your technical chart view and then come up with your view on the market कि आपको मंदी लग रहा है या तेजी लग रहा है या फिर एक sideways consolidation लग रहा है. See, in any scenario you can make money, but having a very good grip and understanding of the view on the market is the most important and challenging thing out of all the trading processes. एंड उसके बाद एक बार आपका कंफर्म्ड व्यू हो चुका है या मोर और लेस यू कैन नेवर हैव 100% व्यू एंड दैट विल ऑलवेज गो राइट ऑल द टाइम. You can from your view and you trade it with the appropriate risk reward. So if you trade your views with appropriate risk reward and if you have a good strategy, majority of the times you'll come out on the winning side, and that is what trading is. It's all a game of probability. हर एक ट्रेड आपका सही जाने नहीं वाला है, but as long as you trade it in such a manner that the risk reward is in your side, and there will definitely be weeks or months wherein your strategy may go into a sideways consolidation या फिर you may not make decent returns, but those are the times where in you have to maintain the best risk reward and dedicatedly follow your stop losses, because that is one thing that will save you. अगर आपका capital बच जाता है, there is always opportunity to make fresh trading bets in the market. सो ऑप्शंस जो है इट इज अ स्लाइटली मोर वर्सटाइल प्रोडक्ट. फ्यूचर्स जो है डेरिवेटिव्स में दो मेन प्रोडक्ट हमारे इंडियन मार्केट्स में ट्रेड होते हैं. वन इज फ्यूचर्स, वन इज ऑप्शंस. फ्यूचर्स बहुत ही एक सिंपल प्रोडक्ट है. इट इज अ लीनियर प्रोडक्ट. आपको जिस लेवल से मार्केट में तेजी लग रहा है यू कैन क्रिएट अ लॉन्ग पोजिशन, एंड आपको जिस लेवल पे अगर शॉर्ट लग रहा है यू जस्ट टेक अ शॉर्ट पोजिशन इन द फ्यूचर्स सेगमेंट. बट ऑप्शंस में बहुत सारे डिफरेंट स्ट्राइक प्राइसेस अवेलेबल है, different strategies available hai. So based on your view on the market you can create in the options segment. मैं options को बहुत ही एक simple तरीके से explain करूंगा. So if you have basically options is divided into two parts. One is the call side, one is the put side. अगर आपका व्यू तेजी की तरफ है then you should be considering to buy the call option, and if you have a bearish view on the market then you can consider to buy the put option. But there are other parts to this as well. For every buyer of a call option there is a seller as well. So the seller of a call option has the exact contra view of the buyer of a call option. He has a view that the markets can correct or could witness a sideways consolidation, and likewise for a put option also, for every buyer of a put option हमेशा एक seller रहना चाहिए, एंड वो सेलर ऑफ द पुट ऑप्शन का एग्जैक्ट ऑपोजिट व्यू रहता है. दैट इज द मार्केट्स कैन विटनेस एन अपसाइड. जो पुट ऑप्शन जो बेचता है उसका व्यू ये रहता है कि मार्केट्स कैन विटनेस एन अपसर्ज और एटलीस्ट रिमेन इन अ साइडवेज कंसोलिडेशन. सो आई होप यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस पर्टिकुलर स्लाइड प्रॉपर्ली, because based on this slide is the most important thing of understanding all the derivative strategies. Derivative में जो भी option के strategies है, it is almost all of them are based on this particular understanding. That is, if you have a bullish view you buy a call option, if you have a bearish view you buy a put option. There is the other part of the trade as well, wherein if you have a bearish view you can sell a call option. Likewise, if you have a bullish view you can sell a put option. So I hope everyone understands this particular part of the slide, because based on this you can create all the strategies. जो भी strategies है, कितने भी leg के strategies है, you can create based on this particular slide. If you once you understand the view of that particular trader, then you will be in a very good position to frame these strategies. And the thing to note out is why there is an option seller. That is the main focus of today's session, in terms of probability of success, in terms of risk reward. What is it that attracts the traders to be on the option selling side? That is what we are mainly going to discuss. I'll explain it in terms of simple probability, why there are so many traders who have been attracted recently towards the option selling side. So this is a very simple example. You can see that Nifty recently has witnessed a breakout on the upside. Previously, it was facing a bit of resistance closer towards 25,400, 25,600 levels. And once we witnessed a breakout, there was a clear upsurge on the upside. ये breakout आया था last Thursday को. The momentum came in the market after the Fed meeting, जो Wednesday रात को था, Fed का policy decision, and post that there was a sharp movement on the upside. So you should be waiting for such type opportunities wherein there is a large breakout, and there is continuous movement on the upside. These are very good days. See, today's day was an absolute sideways day. ये ऐसे ट्रेडिंग डेज पे इट बिकम्स वेरी चैलेंजिंग. अगर आप एक बाइंग साइड का स्ट्रैटेजी जो रहता है, जनरली मोस्ट ऑफ द ट्रेडर्स आर बायर्स ऑफ ऑप्शंस. There are traders who do option selling, but majority of the traders currently, if you see, are on the buying side. So days like this are extremely challenging. You will get just पूरे दिन में एक या दो opportunity आ सकता है, because there is the range of the index itself is absolutely narrow. मतलब पूरा दिन निफ्टी अगर एक 100 पॉइंट के अंदर ट्रेड होगा, how much is it possible to capture? You are able to capture very narrow ranges. मतलब 10-15 पॉइंट मिलना वो भी मुश्किल से मिल जाता है if you are able to capture the absolute turning points of the market. So if days like this are extremely challenging, but you can clearly see that last Friday was a day wherein the index gave a very good breakout on the upside, and there was extremely strong momentum. So on days like this, you can consider to buy a call option, wherein you can clearly see chart pe bhi dikh raha hai, there is a clean breakout on the chart above the resistance levels. Or on days that like that, you can consider to sell a put option as well. So these are the two trading strategies, either to buy a call option, that is the most simplest thing. Agar aapke paas, if you have additional margin and you are comfortable selling options, the other thing you do it is you can sell a put option. That is, if the view is the same, view तेजी का ही है, दोनों traders का view ऐसा है कि the markets will continue the trend on the upside. I'll explain why there is put option sellers as well, and what is the benefit for them compared to just buying of call options. But I just wanted to highlight the view over here, that the view is positive, and the sentiment of the market is also clearly on the upside. There is strong FII buying which is happening in the last few trading sessions, and if you see, the trend is expected to continue on the positive side. So that is the days when you can consider to buy a call option or consider to sell a put option. It's not just on clean breakout days that you can consider to buy call option. There are days wherein, this is just from an example perspective, that there are days also wherein there are traders who expect mean reversion. कोई ट्रेडर्स ऐसे रहते हैं जो सिर्फ ट्रेंड फॉलोअर्स रहते हैं, मतलब जिस डायरेक्शन में ब्रेकआउट हुआ है, मोमेंटम है, उसी डायरेक्शन में ट्रेड करते हैं. बट देयर आर अ लॉट ऑफ ट्रेडर्स हु ट्रेड बेस्ड ऑन रिवर्सल स्टाइल एज वेल. मतलब एक मीन रिवर्जन का एक्सपेक्टेशन की तरफ से भी ट्रेड करते हैं, and based on the key support levels they expect a reversal in the market, या फिर एक key resistance से they expect a reversal in the market. Likewise, there was a rebound previously when the index had moved closer towards its 200 moving average, and उस situation में भी you can consider to buy call options, wherein you have a good understanding based on a very small stop loss. You can expect that the markets could reverse from these current levels at the juncture. So those are two situations wherein you can consider to buy or be on the bullish side, either if there is a clean breakout or if you are expecting a reversal in the market. So I'll just explain from an example perspective. At the current level, जब भी मैंने ये slide बनाया था, the index, that is Nifty spot, was trading closer towards 25,900 levels, and 26,000 का strike जो था निफ्टी का, it was trading closer towards 72 rupees, 72, 75 rupees. So if you have a bullish view on the market, what you can do is you buy the call option. That is the most simple thing in terms of option strategies. That is, if you have a bullish view on the market, you purchase the call option and trade it on the upside. So if the index moves according to your view, आपका view तेजी की तरफ है, and if the index, that is Nifty spot, moves from 25,900 all the way towards 26,100, 26,200 levels, you end up making profit in this particular strategy. So this is a very simple strategy. You pay option premium. So the cost associated with this transaction is 72 rupees, which is the option premium. And then you multiply it by the lot size. So 72 into the lot size of Nifty, क्योंकि whenever you're trading in index options, you should know the lot size of the underlying. तो it becomes very important जब भी आप stock options में trade कर रहे हो, that time the lot sizes differ for each individual stock. तो उस टाइम पे आपको ज्यादा ध्यान रखना चाहिए, बिकॉज इंडेक्स में तो ऑलमोस्ट एवरीवन नोज कि निफ्टी का एक लॉट 25 का है, बैंक निफ्टी का 15 का है, फिन निफ्टी का 25 का है, मिड सीपी जो है दैट इज मिड कैप सिलेक्ट निफ्टी, उसका लॉट साइज 50 का है. बट जब भी आप स्टॉक ऑप्शंस में ट्रेड कर रहे हो, ईच इंडिविजुअल स्टॉक हैज अ डिफरेंट लॉट साइज. तो उस टाइम पे आपको ज्यादा ध्यान देना पड़ेगा, बिकॉज एवरी टिक, हर एक 1 point movement will result in a significant profit or loss for you, and those are times where you should take extra careful. In this particular example I just wanted to highlight कि अगर आपका व्यू तेजी की तरफ है, आप कॉल ऑप्शन बाय कर सकते हो. द पॉइंट टू नोट इज, ये पर्टिकुलर स्लाइड में देयर आर टू काउंटर पार्टी, मतलब एक काउंटर पार्टी भी रहेगा who considers to sell the call option as well, and we had clearly discussed previously that a seller of a call option has a bearish view on the market. उसका व्यू मंदी की तरफ रहता है, and that is why he considers to sell the call option. There is a higher probability for an option seller compared to an option buyer. I'll explain it in the slides to follow, but I just wanted to highlight that the maximum profit for an option seller is limited to the option premium right at the start of the transaction. मतलब उसने जब भी ट्रांजैक्शन एग्जीक्यूट किया, उतना कितना प्रीमियम उसको मिला, दैट इज 72 रुपीज इन दिस पर्टिकुलर केस. That is the maximum profit that he can earn in this particular transaction. He will never earn more than that. So there will be a lot of people who will be asking कि अगर ऐसा है तो why should you be an option seller? It all boils down to probability of success. With higher probability of success associated with option selling, that is why there is a significant attraction towards this leg of the transaction. लाइकवाइज अगर तेजी का व्यू है, आपको लग रहा है कि इंडेक्स कंटिन्यू हो सकता है पूरा सीरीज में, द इंडेक्स कैन मूव फर्दर हायर, इंस्टेड ऑफ जस्ट बाइंग अ कॉल ऑप्शन, द अदर थिंग दैट यू कैन डू इज you can sell the put option. So you can consider to sell 25,800 put option. It is just from an example perspective that I'm explaining it. So what you do is the put option is currently trading at 70 rupees. This is the maximum profit that you will get in this transaction. 70 रुपीज आपका मैक्सिमम प्रॉफिट है अगर आप ऑप्शन सेलर होते हो. सो 70 इंटू 25 दैट इज 1875. तो जब तक इंडेक्स बीज अबाउ द लेवल्स ऑफ 25,800 और आपके ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट के जब तक इंडेक्स ऊपर रहेगा, यू विल एंड अप मेकिंग प्रॉफिट. द ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट फॉर यू इज 25,800 which is the strike price minus 70. तो 25,730 is going to be your break even point. जब तक इंडेक्स 25,730 के ऊपर है, you will not have any loss. Once the index goes up below 25,730, that is the time you will start facing losses in this particular transaction. So I hope everyone understood, because understanding a break even point also is important. I'll just explain it simply. ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट फॉर कॉल ऑप्शन, अगर आप कॉल ऑप्शन बाय कर रहे हो एंड इफ यू आर होल्डिंग इट टिल एक्सपायरी, सी अगर आप इंट्राडे ट्रेडिंग कर रहे हो, यू आर ओनली कंसर्न, आपका मेन कंसर्न जो है वो ऑप्शन प्रीमियम पे है. आपने 100 रुपए पे ऑप्शन प्रीमियम बाय किया, वो अगर 140 150 चला जाता है, दैट्स द कंप्लीट फोकस ऑफ एन इंट्राडे या शॉर्ट टर्म ट्रेडर. बट अगर आप पोजीशन एक्सपायरी तक होल्ड कर रहे हो, स्पेशली इन इंडेक्स ऑप्शंस where it is allowed to hold your position all the way towards expiry, that time it is very important to know आपका break even point किधर आता है. So for break even point for call options is the strike price that you have purchased plus the option premium, that is your break even point. While for put option, it is the strike price which you have purchased minus the premium, which is your break even point. So for call option, it is addition of the premium, which is your break even point. For put options, it is strike price minus the premium, which is your break even point. So if you are selling a put option, in this particular case, we have got 70 as our premium. So 25,800 minus 70, that is 25,730 हमारा break even point है. So sell put options if you expect Nifty to rise or continue the trend on the upside. सी ऑप्शन सेलिंग में आपका दो साइड से बेनिफिट है. अगर इंडेक्स ऊपर की तरफ जाता है या साइडवेज कंसोलिडेशन में अगर इंडेक्स चला जाता है, तभी भी आप प्रॉफिटेबल निकल जा सकते हैं ये पर्टिकुलर ट्रेड में. बिकॉज फॉर एन ऑप्शन सेलर देयर इज टू सिनारियोज वेर यू मेक प्रॉफिट. इफ द इंडेक्स मूव्स इन योर व्यू, या फिर इंडेक्स में एक साइडवेज कंसोलिडेशन आ जाता है, दैट इज द टाइम यू मेक अप प्रॉफिट्स एज एन ऑप्शन सेलर. Now coming, we have concentrated the first few slides on the bullish side. That is, if there is a breakout on the upside. But likewise, if your view is bearish, आपको लग रहा है कि मार्केट में करेक्शन आ सकता है या कोई पर्टिकुलर स्टॉक में करेक्शन आ सकता है, the trading strategy that you can consider is to buy a put option to benefit from the downward correction in the market. So you buy a put option if you have a bearish view on the market. या फिर आप क्या कर सकते हो, थोड़ा आउट ऑफ द मनी का कॉल ऑप्शन सेल कर सकते हो. इन दैट सिनारियो ऑल्सो यू विल एंड अप मेकिंग प्रॉफिट इन द मार्केट. So these are the two things that you can consider if you have a bearish view on the market. आपको लग रहा है इंडेक्स ओवरहीटेड है, 26,000 तक आ चुका है, and if you feel that there could be a correction on the downside, then you can consider to buy a put option or sell a slightly out of the money call option. So the strategy works is, currently markets are closer towards 25,900 levels. You buy a slightly out of the money put option. तो put option का जो cost है 25,800 का put option, that is 70 rupees. तो आपको ये trade execute करने के लिए you will have to pay 70 into 25, that is 1,750 आपका cost रहेगा ये particular transaction में, and your view is on the bearish side. तो इसमें आपका बेनिफिट कभी होगा, सी इफ यूर इंट्राडे ट्रेडर, आपको 100 पॉइंट का इमीडिएट करेक्शन आ जाता है तो आप प्रॉफिट में निकल जा सकते हो. बट अगर आपका व्यू है कि आपको पोजीशन को एक्सपायरी तक होल्ड करना है, देन लाइक आई मेंशन्ड, योर ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट इज 25,800 माइनस 70, दैट इज 25,730 आपका ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट है. उससे कितना इंडेक्स नीचे चला जाता है, दैट यू विल एंड अप मेकिंग प्रॉफिट. So if there is a correction towards 25,500, तो मतलब इसका ये मतलब है 230 points is going to be your profit in the transaction. भले ही आपके प्राइस से ऑलमोस्ट 400 points का करेक्शन हुआ है, इंडेक्स इज currently at 25,900. if the index corrects towards 25,500 on the downside, 400 points का प्रॉफिट होता है, बट 400 is not going to be a total profit. आपका प्रॉफिट ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट से कैलकुलेट होगा, दैट इज 25,500 minus 25,730 minus 25,500. So 230 आपका प्रॉफिट रहेगा ये पर्टिकुलर ट्रांजैक्शन में, बिकॉज यू आर सिलेक्टिंग अ स्लाइटली आउट ऑफ द मनी स्ट्राइक प्राइस. आपका रिस्क थोड़ा कम है, आप कम प्रीमियम देके ये पर्टिकुलर स्ट्रेटजी अपना रहे हो. सो योर प्रॉफिट ऑल्सो इज गोइंग टू बी टू दैट पर्टिकुलर एक्सटेंट. So likewise, इस transaction में भी for every buyer there is a seller of a put option. So if your view is on the bearish side, there is someone who's going to sell you the put option who has an absolute opposite view of the market. उसका व्यू तेजी की तरफ रहेगा या फिर एक साइडवेज कंसोलिडेशन की तरफ एक्सपेक्टेड है. So that is why he considers to sell the put option. Please do note that जो put option बेचता है उसका भी प्रॉफिट लिमिटेड ही है. Anyone who sells option gets a fixed premium, and वो प्रीमियम राइट एट द स्टार्ट ऑफ द ट्रांजैक्शन ही डिसाइड हो जाता है. ही इज द काउंटर पार्टी फॉर योर पर्टिकुलर ट्रेड. तो अगर आपने पुट ऑप्शन बाय किया है, someone who's selling the put option receives the premium. तो 70 into 25 is the maximum profit that he is going to make. But do note that option selling is slightly more expensive than buying a call option या buying a put option. इसमें margin amount लगता है, and the margin amount is similar to almost like futures. So almost आपको ये transaction execute करने के लिए around 55 to 60,000 लग सकता है if it is a naked selling of the options. अगर आप hedge करके कर रहे हो, the margin amount comes down drastically. But if you are doing naked selling of options, the margin is slightly higher. But the return on investment in this particular transaction is around 2.8%. We'll discuss why there are a lot of people who are attracted to this as well. 2.8% in option trading may sound like a very small amount, but over a long period of time, and if you do numerous trades, this also is a significant amount. So I hope you understand that there are two parties for every particular transaction. If you have a bearish view on the market, you buy the put option. Likewise, there is going to be a counterparty who has a bullish view or an expectation that the index can witness a sideways consolidation, and that is why he considers to sell the put option. The other thing that you can do if you have a bearish view, अगर आपका view मंदी की तरफ है, the other thing that you can consider is to sell the slightly out of the money call option of the series. तो अभी निफ्टी सपोज इन दिस पर्टिकुलर एग्जांपल निफ्टी चल रहा है 25,900 पे, you can consider to sell the 26,000 call option or the 26,100 call option. If there is a correction on the downside and that is अभी expiry जो है वो Thursday को है, that is on 26th of this particular month, and if the index, that is nifty, sustains below 26,000, then we'll end up making profit. इसमें भी अगर आप पोजीशन को एक्सपायरी तक होल्ड कर रहे हो, it is important to know the break even point. So the break even point in this particular transaction is 26,000 because it is a call option. You add the premium to the strike price, so 26,072 आपका break even point है. See, if you are a buyer of a call option or a seller of a call option, the break even point is the same. Likewise, if for put option also, if you are a buyer of a put option or a seller of the put option, your break even point is the same. It is the only difference is when it comes to call option and put option. For call options, you add it to the strike price. For put options, you minus it from the strike price. That is your break even point. And all this comes into picture if you are holding your transaction all the way till expiry. अगर आप इंट्राडे कर रहे हो, स्कैल्पिंग कर रहे हो, एक दो घंटे में पोजीशन काट रहे हो, देन आपको ब्रेक इवन पॉइंट पे कोई फोकस करने की जरूरत नहीं है. आपका मेन फोकस जो रहेगा, इट विल ऑलवेज बी ऑन दी ऑप्शन प्रीमियम. जो 72 रुपीज आपने जो भरा है उसके ऊपर ही आपका पूरा फोकस रहेगा. इफ इट गोज इन योर फेवर, यू कैन स्क्वायर ऑफ योर पोजीशन एट एनी पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम. 2 मिनट के अंदर भी आपका सौदा अगर प्रॉफिटेबल में जा रहा है, सी मेनी टाइम्स instantaneously you buy the option for 100 rupees, within 5 minutes it can go to 160, 170. It does not mean that you have to hold your position till expiry. आपको लग रहा है कि उतना प्रॉफिट काफी है, then you can always close out your position at any point of time in the market. So selling call option, you sell the call option if you have a view that the markets are going to correct on the downside. आपको लग रहा है कि एक correction आ सकता है market में, that is the time you consider. But at the current juncture, nifty chart अगर आप देखोगे, it has been record closing high levels for the index over the last few trading sessions. So shorting the market has been not such a good strategy for traders over the last few months. It is not just few days. Few months have passed since the index has witnessed any meaningful correction on the downside. So shorting the market has been extremely challenging for the traders. Now coming to in terms of probability of success, there will be a lot of people who are new to option selling and or new to the concept of trading in options. For the benefit of them, I'll just explain why there are so many traders who have come towards the option selling part. See, all the fascination towards this derivative trading actually started in 2016. 2016 में NSE launched the weekly options of Nifty, I mean of Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty का phenomenal success देखने के बाद soon NSE launched weekly options of Nifty, and then weekly options of FinNifty were also launched. Once weekly options were launched, there was a lot of liquidity in the market, and the rate of option premium decay also increased very fast. मतलब एक वीक के अंदर ही आपको पूरा प्रॉफिट या लॉस पता चल जाएगा आपका ट्रेड का. प्रीवियसली देयर वाज ओनली मंथली ऑप्शंस. द लास्ट थर्सडे ऑफ द मंथ वाज द एक्सपायरी डे. तो आपको आपका पोजीशन ऑलमोस्ट फ्रॉम ऑलमोस्ट 30 डेज होल्ड करने के बाद आपको प्रॉफिट मिल जाता था. बट नाउ after weekly contracts have been launched, within a week you are able to realize the profits, and the rate of option premium decay also is very fast. मतलब 5 ही ट्रेडिंग डे रहते हैं एक पर्टिकुलर वीक में, एंड विद इन दैट इफ यू गेट योर व्यू राइट, you will end up making significant profit. The most important thing is getting the view right. That itself is the most challenging thing, at the current scenario. So in terms of probability of success, I just want to highlight कि कोई भी point of time पे, at any point of time in the market, the index can move in three directions. That is, index can move from 26,000 levels. The index can go continue the momentum on the upside. There is 33% chance of that happening. मतलब the index which is currently at 26,000 can move towards 26,100, 26,200 levels. इसका 33% chance है. There is 33% chance that the index may witness a sideways consolidation in the next few trading days and consolidate at the same levels itself. मतलब जो index 26,000 levels पे expiry तक उसी levels पे बंद देगा, there is 33% chance. And there is 33% chance that the index can witness a correction on the downside. So for an option buyer जो एक option buy करता है, he always, when he takes the transaction, there is only 33% chance associated with probability of success. That is because अगर आप call option buy कर रहे हो, you make money only if the index moves in your favor. मतलब there is 33% chance that the index will move up once you buy something, and that is the profit, that is the risk that you are taking. But for an option seller, there is 66% probability of success. The reason for this is, suppose he sells the call option. मतलब किसी ने अगर 26,000 का call option sell किया, there is 66% chance that he may end up making money. The reason is that if the index witnesses a correction on the downside, या फिर if the index witnesses a sideways consolidation, you end up making profit. So that is why the probability of success is always higher with option selling. But I will explain the risk also associated with it, and मैं examples भी share करूंगा why it is so challenging to be an option seller. आज का live example है last fin nifty में last half an hour का, wherein there was an exceptionally sharp movement in the market, and if you are an option seller and if you have not maintained stop losses, the losses can be significant. So when you combine both the things, when you combine probability of success and when you combine the risk reward in the market, it balances out or evens out in the long run. So there is no one particular method which says that it is better to be an option buyer or it is better to be an option seller. It all depends on your view on the market, your risk taking ability, the capital that you have at your disposal. So different traders have different view. Some of them are comfortable being option buyers. Some of them are comfortable being option sellers. But it is important to understand the probability of success of an option buyer and the probability of success of an option seller. Multi-leg strategies. So instead of just doing one leg of a strategy, there are strategies in options जिसमें आप दो leg कर सकते हो, wherein you're reducing the risk to a certain extent. Likewise, in ये particular example में instead of just buying a call option, काफी traders हैं जो put option बेचते हैं, at the money put option बेचते हैं, and to protect the position, they also buy a slightly out of the money put option. So if I take it in terms of example, what you do is currently, suppose the index gives a breakout on the upside. What you do is you sell 25,900 का put option आप बेचते हो, and उसको protect करने के लिए from any downward correction in the market, you also buy a slightly out of the money put option. So you sell 25,900 put option. Your view is bullish. आपका main view है bullish की तरफ. That is why you sell the costly put option and you buy a slightly out of the money put option to hedge your main position. So I hope you understand this particular transaction. आपका view तेजी की तरफ ही है. आपको charts पे breakout दिख रहा है. आपको लग रहा है कि market can continue the momentum on the upside. So you sell the at the money put option and you buy a slightly out of the money put option to hedge or protect your capital to an extent. By doing this also, the broker knows that the transaction is hedged and आपको margin benefit भी मिल जाता है. SEBI has given margin benefits for trades which are executed in a hedged manner, जिसमें उनको मालूम है कि the maximum loss is limited to the particular the levels of the hedge which is done. So definitely hedging is a very prudent method to do derivative trading. जिसमें स्पेशली अगर आप पोजीशन को कैरी फॉरवर्ड कर रहे हो, ऑलवेज डू ट्रेड्स इन अ हेज्ड मैनर। लाइकवाइज अगर आपको एक ब्रेकडाउन दिख रहा है चार्ट्स पे, आपको लग रहा है कि एक करेक्शन आ सकता है, देन व्हाट यू कैन डू इज, you instead of doing just one leg of the transaction, that is sell the call option, you do a multi leg transaction जिधर आप at the money का call option या slightly out of the money का call option बेचते हो, and you hedge or protect your capital by buying a slightly out of the money call option as well। तो मान लो आपने 26,000 का कॉल ऑप्शन बेच दिया, एंड टुमारो देयर इज अ 300-400 पॉइंट अपस्विंग इन द मार्केट। अगर आपका नेकेड पोजीशन रहेगा, द लॉसेस कैन बी सिग्निफिकेंट। सो इन ऑर्डर टू reduce your risk or reduce the risk in this particular trade, you hedge it by buying a slightly out of the money call option। So I hope everyone understood this particular trade। आपका मेन व्यू मंदी की तरफ है। When you sell the call option, your main view, you should understand what is the main view that you are having। The view is on the bearish side, and that is why you sell the at the money call option or slightly out of the money call option, and you protect it to an extent by purchasing an out of the money call option as well। This is just in terms of risk reward, which strategies have higher risk and which strategies are slightly less risk in terms of derivative trading। So the highest risk is associated with the naked selling of call option or naked selling of put option, because you never know when there could be a sharp movement in the market, either on the upside or on the downside। So there is high risk associated with naked shorting of call and put option। After that comes the spread strategies or the condor butterfly type strategies, and the least amount of risk is associated with buying of options। This is in terms of different derivative strategies। Please do note that the higher risk is associated with naked short call option and put option, especially if you carry forward your trade to the next trading day, because you never know कल भले ही आज निफ्टी ऑल टाइम हाई पे बंद दिया, there could be some negative news overnight which could result in there could be a gap down opening or a gap up opening the next trading day। So it is very challenging to carry forward naked short positions in the market। Why maintaining stop loss is very important, especially from the option selling side। risk क्यों ज्यादा है? Anyone who witnessed the markets today, ये आज का ही एग्जांपल है। जो फिन निफ्टी में मूवमेंट आया था, दिस मूवमेंट केम एट between 2:55-3 PM in the market। अगर आप देखोगे 24,900, ये फर्स्ट वाला जो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पे है, दैट इज 24,900 का कॉल ऑप्शन, एंड द अदर वन इज 25,000 स्ट्राइक का कॉल ऑप्शन, जो लगभग 20 रुपीज पे ट्रेड हो रहा था। दैट इज 24,900 का कॉल ऑप्शन 20 रुपए पे ट्रेड हो रहा था एट 255। इट वेंट ऑल द वे अप टू 186 एंड वापस जीरो पे बंद दिया। लाइकवाइज 25,000 का कॉल ऑप्शन 2 रुपए पे ट्रेड हो रहा था, 2 रुपए से 103 तक गया, एंड दिस पर्टिकुलर स्पाइक दैट यू कैन सी, आई होप एवरीवन इज एबल टू सी, देयर इज वन स्पाइक in the price chart wherein everyone's stop loss got triggered। if you went even if you were on the buying side, अगर आप इतना फास्ट ट्रेड करके अगर आप बाइंग साइड पे भी जाते, if you did not maintain a stop loss, your entire capital will get wiped out in these type trades। so derivative trading definitely has a lot of challenges as well। इसलिए हमेशा derivatives में stop loss के साथ ही ट्रेड करना। stop loss is the only thing which can protect you in certain scenarios। see this, पहले ऐसे spikes नहीं आते थे मार्केट में। it is last 6 to 8 months where we are witnessing exceptionally sharp surges or spikes in the market। so definitely these challenges are there, but nothing can be done। you have to do what best trading you can do in these environments, and the only thing that can protect you is a hedge trade, जिसमें आपका एक कवर्ड ट्रेड है या फिर आपका एक फिक्स स्टॉप लॉस आपने पहले डिसाइड किया। सी इन डेरिवेटिव ट्रेडिंग इट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टू मेंटेन द स्टॉप लॉस राइट एट द स्टार्ट ऑफ द ट्रेड इटसेल्फ। जब भी आप पोजीशन ले रहे हो तभी आपके दिमाग में रहना चाहिए कि इतना मेरा प्रॉफिट अगर मेरे को मिल जाए तो मैं पोजीशन काट लूंगा, या फिर अगर इतना स्टॉप लॉस हो जाता है तो मैं मेरा पोजीशन काट लूंगा. मेनी टाइम्स ट्रेडर्स कंसिडर चेंजिंग देयर स्टॉप लॉस, या फिर once the trade starts going in the negative direction, that is the time they panic and consider to take a stop loss. ऐसे समय पे it becomes extremely challenging because the position is already 30-40 points lower on the downside. उधर से आप फिर से स्टॉप लॉस कंसिडर करोगे then it is almost 60% of your capital will get wiped out. So always consider doing derivative trading with a stop loss. So in derivative trading, maintaining stop loss is the most important thing. Control your leverage as well. Leverage को भी कंट्रोल में रखना, स्पेशली जब भी मार्केट एकदम चॉपी रेंज में रहता है या फिर एक साइडवेज ट्रेडिंग रेंज में रहता है. जब भी एक वन डायरेक्शनल ट्रेंडिंग मार्केट रहता है, डेफिनेटली यू कैन टेक द बेनिफिट ऑफ लेवरेज. But the current September series, you are seeing that the markets, especially in index, it has been trading in a very narrow range on most of the trading days. Just a 50-100 point movement. See, भले ही वो दिख रहा है 180-200 points up move in Nifty, but वो कैसा है, that is the day itself has started 120 points higher. मतलब एक गैप अप 120 पॉइंट हो चुका है और उसके बाद पूरा दिन 80 पॉइंट्स के रेंज में ट्रेड हो रहा है. एंड एट द एंड द इंडेक्स इज गिविंग a close 150-160 points higher. So these type days, it may look for an outside person that Nifty has moved 1% on the upside, but intraday mein there is just 30-40 points to capture on certain trading days. That has more or less been the feature of this particular series. September series mein the range of Nifty movement post the opening has been extremely narrow. So it is very challenging for one directional traders, yeah, scalpers in such type scenarios. So you should adjust whenever the market, it is not that the Nifty is going to be trading this way itself. Next series hopefully will get better price action in the market. Once again we'll be starting with the result season, so hopefully at that point of time we'll get better price action and one directional movements. And the last thing is to consider hedge strategies. जैसे कि हमने बुल स्प्रेड या बेयर स्प्रेड बताया, देयर इज बेनिफिट इन टर्म्स ऑफ प्रोटेक्शन एज वेल. आपका पोजीशन भी प्रोटेक्ट हो जाता है एंड आपको मार्जिन का भी बेनिफिट मिलता है. द एक्सचेंज एज वेल एज द ब्रोकर प्रोवाइड्स मार्जिन टू बेनिफिट टू द ट्रेडर if he knows that the trade is executed in a hedged manner. Yeah, so that's a wrap of today's edition of the webinar. Thank you so much to all the participants for having taken the time out and having attended the webinar. I hope the content, I was able to explain the content in a simple manner. If there are any suggestions regarding the webinar, please do write in to us. Or if you have any suggestions regarding topic as well, please do let us know. I could take any topic in derivatives or technicals based on the request that you share. If you have any questions, please do ask. We'll have a Q&A session. You can type in your questions based on the topic itself. I'll not be able to share any stock specific queries. So please do ask your queries. Thank you so much. So there is a question at a time, how many shares we will be able to buy. So अगर आप कैश सेगमेंट में ट्रेड कर रहे हो, there is no fixed limit on the number of shares you can buy. You can buy 1 share as well, or you can buy 200 shares as well. It all depends on your trading capital. तो कैश सेगमेंट में there is no restriction, but derivatives में कैसा है, आप फिक्स्ड लॉट में ट्रेड कर रहे हो. every share जो FNO सेगमेंट में है, that gets traded in a fixed lot size. तो जैसे कि अगर TCS का है तो उसका लॉट साइज 150 है, रिलायंस का 250 है, लाइकवाइज बजाज फाइनेंस का अलग कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइज रहेगा. सो ये डेरिवेटिव्स में है. जब भी आप फ्यूचर्स में ट्रेड कर रहे हो या ऑप्शंस में ट्रेड कर रहे हो, स्पेशली स्टॉक ऑप्शंस में हर एक कॉन्ट्रैक्ट का साइज अलग रहता है. उस टाइम पे आपको थोड़ा ध्यान ज्यादा रखना चाहिए इन टर्म्स ऑफ हाउ मेनी शेयर्स और व्हाट इज द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट साइज दैट यू आर एक्चुअली ट्रेडिंग इन. इफ इट इज इंडेक्स, तो निफ्टी का लॉट साइज जो है वो 25 का है, और बैंक निफ्टी का जो लॉट साइज है दैट इज 15। तो अगर 1 पॉइंट बैंक निफ्टी में मूवमेंट होता है आपके ऑप्शन बाय करने के बाद, द प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस विल बी 15 रुपीज। तो हर एक टिक पे, ऑप्शन प्रीमियम के टिक पे आपका प्रॉफिट 15 रुपए से बढ़ेगा या घटेगा। दैट इज फॉर बैंक निफ्टी। निफ्टी के लिए 25 पॉइंट्स का एक एक टिक होता है बेस्ड ऑन द ऑप्शन प्राइस मूवमेंट। Yeah, so this will soon be launching Sensex ka. It is in the pipeline. Definitely, we'll be launching Sensex options as well. It is in the process. Soon you'll get to trade in Sensex options as well on the SBI Securities mobile application. Thank you. Yeah, so the webinar will be on YouTube itself. At any point of time, you can come to YouTube. The recorded version of the webinar will be there. You just select the topic of your preference, and you can view the webinar as many times as you want. So, so high volatility times, days stop loss jumps, then how to deal with it? So I agree. There are days wherein the volatility, especially in option prices, gets quite challenging. The only way is if you trade fixed stop loss in your system, or else you trade with a hedge. These are the only two methods which are there for maintaining stop loss. Stop loss also, there are different types of orders that you can put in the system, like your cover call order, wherein the price, if it gets triggered, it will automatically your transaction will get executed. But I definitely agree that on days wherein there is extremely sharp movement, it becomes quite challenging to maintain your positions in the option side. How there is a question, how to calculate the hedge position. So you get a lot of option calculators, which tells you the margin amount required in our app as well. You can see if you execute a particular transaction in a hedged manner, what will be the margin requirement. You can also get in touch with your RM. He'll help you out in this particular regard. I will not be able to explain it at present in the app, but if it is a hedge trade wherein you are executing both the sides of the transaction simultaneously, and the application knows that it is a particular hedge trade, you will definitely get the benefit of margin amount. Yes, so there are a lot of suggestions as well regarding our application as well. Definitely, I will take these suggestions and pass it on to the product team. We'll be definitely going forward. We'll be tying up with a lot of vendors. It is in the pipeline. Like we'll be tying up with TradingView, wherein you will get inbuilt charts and softwares. Regarding options also, there are a lot of things which are in the pipeline for the benefit of the clients, wherein they will get advanced charting softwares as well as derivative tools to enhance their trading experience. So all these things are definitely there in the pipeline. All the suggestions from every webinar, we take these suggestions and definitely pass it on to the concerned team. Thank you for passing on your suggestions. Thank you. So, so there is a question, while US Nasdaq is performing good, but our Indian IT sector is not performing good. At present, our IT sector has definitely rebounded last 2-3 months. but I agree with what you are saying. See, there is a difference between the US IT sector, that is the US NASDAQ, and our IT sector. If you see the Nasdaq, it is totally a product-driven IT-based index. So if you take the likes of Facebook, you take Microsoft, Netflix, these are all product-based IT companies. They have a product which they are selling, and there has been phenomenal demand. Their customer base is the entire world, not just restricted to the US markets. But our IT companies are all service based IT companies, means we are servicing or giving backhand operation type work which is being done by the IT companies. So if you take, there is a huge amount of difference between a company like Netflix or a company like Facebook compared to Indian IT companies. The one company which you can match, or you can say relative in terms of performance, is Accenture. So Accenture is one US company which does service based type work. So many times based on the con call, or based on the earnings guidance of Accenture, our IT stocks also react, because Accenture gives its guidance and its results much prior to our IT companies. So many times we will be seeing the performance in the market based on the movement of these IT companies. But we can definitely cannot compare our IT companies to the product based IT companies in the US market. So there are a lot of books on options. Sheldon Natberg is one book, I presume, which is there for options, right from understanding the absolute basic towards advanced derivative strategies. See, in reading also you will get a lot of information, as well as on YouTube. If you type any particular content, if you understand, it is there. We also conduct from our side a lot of webinars for the client. So any concept, if you want to understand, it's readily there in YouTube part of it, as well as we almost conduct 3 to 4 webinars in derivatives on all the topics of options on a regular basis. So you can go through the history of SBI Securities also on different derivative topics we have covered. So you can go to our YouTube channel as well. As well as on YouTube, there are other content for derivatives. And Sheldon Natberg, I presume, is the book name. It is a very vast book which covers the entire details of option trading. So if there are any questions related to so there is definitely, there are a lot of suggestions which are there regarding our app as well. Definitely, I will pass it on to the concerned product team, who will definitely take the necessary. It's all in the pipeline. All the suggestions at any point of time. I understand that at sometimes the client may face challenges, but all the suggestions are well taken. We take it in a positive manner, and I will definitely pass it on to the product team as well as the concerned team. So I don't think there are any further questions regarding the topic per se. So that's an end of today's session of the webinar. Thank you so much for all the participants. Sabhi participants ka, I would like to thank all the participants for having taken the time out today and having attended the webinar on options. Do join in next month. We'll be having a lot of topics regarding derivatives, wherein we'll be covering from the absolute basic to the advanced derivative strategies, and hope to see you soon. Thank you so much. Thank you.